Hello, Walking the Ropes fans. I am Blake, and welcome to the next episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review for AEW Rampage from Newark, New Jersey. And before I get into the Rampage review, we're going to quickly run down the results of Elevation and Dark from this week. But before all that, make sure to check out the Walking the Ropes link tree for all things Walking the Ropes. For Elevation this week, we had Amy Sakura defeating Queen Amanita via pinfall. Frankie Kazarian defeated Ren Jones. Penelope Ford with the Bunny defeated Leanna Lennox. The Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny defeated the Outrunners, Truth Magnum, and Turbo Floyd. Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling defeated Shauna Reed. Anna Jay and Ty Conti defeated Ella Shea and Jay Lee. Daniel Garcia with 2.0 defeated Lee Moriarty. And Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero defeated Sky Blue. And then for Dark this week, we had the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny defeating Hunter Knott and Rosario Guerrillo. And Anna Jay defeated Ashley D'Ambos. And then 2.0 with Daniel Garcia defeated the Lockhart brothers. Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling defeated Angelica Risk. Fuego del Sol defeated Mysterious Movado. And Sean Spears defeated Nash. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta with Chris Statlander defeated the Hybrid 2 and Jorah Joel. And then in the main event, Layla Hirsch defeated Kylan King. And moving on to Rampage for tonight, I want to say I loved that AEW brought back the kind of designed rings that they did at the start. I really liked when they had the logos in it. I hoped that they would bring it back, and I hope this is a sign that there's going to be more to come. And to open Rampage, we had a crazy match. It was the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Lucha Brothers defending against the Butcher and the Blade. And to start out, we had Phoenix and the Blade. And they went back and forth, exchanging kicks and flips as well as reversals. The Butcher then came in and Penta stopped him and the Lucha Brothers. Double teamed the Blade and then the Butcher for a near fall. Penta and Phoenix then go for a package pile driver, but the Blade stops them, and the Butcher and the Blade double team Phoenix. The Butcher and the Blade go for a double team, but Phoenix fights out and tags in Penta, and he hits Sling Blades on both men, and then the Lucha Brothers dive out onto their opponents, and then back in the ring, the Butcher is able to hit a running crossbody. The Blade then strangles Penta on the ropes, and Butcher and Blade tag in and out, beating on Penta. Blade hits a suplex and then gets a near fall, and the Butcher and the Blade then continue to beat on Penta, but he stops their double team attempt, hits a super kick, and then a step up knee, followed by a Hurricane Rana, sending the Blade into the Butcher. And then tags in Phoenix, and he takes on both men at once, and Phoenix goes up to the top ropes, but he's stopped, pulled down, and so he hits a German suplex on the Butcher, and then the Blade for a near fall. And then Phoenix and Penta hit the double stomp Fear Factor, and Phoenix dives at the Butcher, but he moves and breaks up the pin. The Butcher then tags himself in and chokeslams Penta. Penta then starts to come back against the Blade, but he reverses it into a power slam, and the Butcher and Blade double team Penta for a near fall. Penta then makes the tag, and Phoenix gets stopped quickly, and the Blade then ties Penta's mask to the ropes, and the Butcher and the Blade beat down on Phoenix. To actually stop a pinfall, Penta takes off his mask, keeps his face covered, and hits a super kick on the Blade as Phoenix does a Hurricane Rana roll-up for the win. That was as they were going for a double team. The Lucha Brothers defeat the Butcher and the Blade to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. For my Malteser scale, I gave this a 4.25 out of 5. I love this match, and I'm so happy they did it this way, honestly, because it shows that the Lucha Brothers are willing to do whatever it takes, whatever possible, to beat anyone for their titles. Even if it means they have to pull off their mask. They're going to keep their face covered, but if they have to pull off their mask, they're going to. After the match, the Hardy family office beats on Lucha Brothers, and Santana and Ortiz come out to make the save. We then get a video package for Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson, basically both of them saying the same sort of stuff they've been saying, that neither person is on their level sort of thing. We then get a singles match, the Bunny with Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay with Ty Conti. And before the match can even start, the Bunny goes to beat on Anna, but she stops her and beats on her herself, and sends her into the ring and hits a fisherman's suplex. Anna then tosses the Bunny around the ring and knocks her down. The Bunny then rolls out, and Anna meets her around the post, and they brawl outside. The Bunny then hits a super kick and then drives Anna's shoulder into the post, her surgically repaired shoulder. The Bunny is, like I said, targeting that shoulder outside the ring, and back inside, Anna starts to come back, but the Bunny quickly stops her until Anna kicks out her knee and then hits a neck breaker for a near fall. Anna then goes for the Queenslayer, but the Bunny fights out and goes for down the rabbit hole, I believe they call it, and Anna hits a big heel kick, and Penelope distracts Anna, but Ty takes her out. The Bunny then goes for a roll-up, but Anna switches it up and rolls up the Bunny for the win. Anna Jay defeats the Bunny. For my Malteser scale, I gave this a 3.75 out of 5. It was a really solid match, but I feel like we're going to a tag match eventually between the Bunny and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Ty Conti, and I feel like that's going to have some kind of really cool stipulation that maybe the women have never done before. Maybe it'll be a steel cage, maybe not, because we did just do that. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to whatever they do from here, even if it's just like a no DQ match, because we've been introducing the brass knuckles. And speaking of which, after the match, the Bunny jumps Anna Jay and Ty Conti, or Ty tries to stop her, and then Penelope comes in and hits Ty and Anna with the brass knuckles. So I imagine we are going to get some kind of no DQ match between these four women. And then we get a video package for Hobbs versus CM Punk, and Hobbs just seems to be a bit overconfident. Matt Hardy then talks in the ring. His team is 0-2 tonight, and says that Anna will pay next week against Penelope, and the Lucha Brothers and Proud and Powerful will pay in an 8-man tag. I imagine that'll be the Butcher and the Blade and TH2 versus Lucha Brothers and Proud and Powerful. He then turns his attention to a fan dressed like Orange Cassidy. He goes to his face, pulls the guy over the barricade, tosses him into the ring. He hits the Twist of Fate after Jack Evans had beat on him a little bit, and he cuts the ponytail off of the guy. He also then has Jack Evans shave him, and Orange Cassidy makes his way out slowly. It's Orange Cassidy, what do you expect? And he comes out to make the save. He gets in the ring, and Matt and Jack leave. Britt Baker then makes her way to the ring, followed by Ruby Soho, for their doing a sort of interview type thing here. And Britt talks about why Ruby is here. She says she's here to try and fit in anywhere she can because she's never been able to. Says everyone knows who Britt is. She's the AEW champion, DMD. Ruby then tells her she's wrong and she knows exactly who she is. She just didn't have the freedom to prove it initially. Says that Britt is just like everyone else she's fought, entitled, full of themselves, and banging someone in the back. Britt then asks why she is lying to herself. She didn't run away, she got fired. Ruby says that may be true, but that was the best thing that could have happened to her because she is here now. Britt says, says Britt can call herself whatever she wants, but after next week, she won't be able to call herself the AEW Women's World Champion. Britt then goes to hit Ruby with the title, but Ruby dumps her outside and stands tall with the title. We then get Mark Henry talking with the main event participants. Fuego says was 1 second away from winning and he will do it tonight. Miro says nothing's changed. The only reason he took the match is to celebrate with his god up high and his wife down low. We then get the TNT Championship match and Fuego's car match, I guess I should say, because if Fuego loses, he loses his car. Miro defending against Fuego del Sol. And Fuego tries to take down Miro with a reverse waist lock, but Miro breaks the hold and just kind of starts going for the test of strength, but Fuego uses his speed to run around him and kick his thighs out. He then sends Miro outside and goes for a dive, but Miro catches him and goes to send him into the post, but Fuego reverses it and sends Miro into the post. Miro then dumps Fuego into the fans, and for the second night, the fans are getting involved as they help Fuego up onto the barricade, and he jumps on Miro, but he gets caught again, and Miro dumps him into the ring and gets a near fall after slamming him down on the, I believe it was the mat. He might have slammed him onto the apron. I wasn't 100% certain what happened. I just really saw Fuego in a lot of pain. Miro then continues to beat on Fuego, and Fuego does start to come back. He locks in a sleeper hold, but Miro fights to the ropes, so Fuego drags him back. Well, I say drags. He more pulls him back a little bit into the middle of the ring and locks it in again. Miro then slams Fuego into the corner and runs at him, but he eats the feet, and Fuego goes to the top rope, hits a moonsault, and then goes for a crossbody, but Miro catches him once again. Fuego then fights out with some headbutts as Miro caught him in a bear hug and sends Miro into the turnbuckles. Fuego then hits a drop kick and starts to beat on Miro, and Fuego then goes for a springboard dive, but Miro clubs him out of the air. Miro goes for a DDT, a tornado DDT actually, and Fuego stops him and hits multiple double stomps. And then Fuego sets up for the tornado DDT himself, but Miro stops him and flips Fuego, and then kicks him, and Miro then kicks the head off Fuego again and again for the win. Miro defeats Fuego del Sol to retain the TNT Championship. But for my Malteser scale, I gave this a 4 out of 5. It was a solid match. I mean, perfect for a championship match because it built up the champion and the contender. I think it's really going to be cool what happens from here on out. Because after the match, Miro then puts the keys into Fuego's mouth and locks in game over. And Sammy Guevara comes to make the save, and he hits a big knee and picks up the title and taunts Miro with it. We're likely going to have Miro versus Sammy Guevara. I doubt it, Arthur Ashe, but maybe at the show after that. That's really, really cool. Maybe Sammy will be the guy to take the title. For my show overall, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It was a solid show, really built up next week's. I'm imagining it's going to be a perfect show. It sets it up really, really well. For my match of the night, it's the tag title match. They did fantastic. They really brought you into the show, made you excited for what was coming up next, and really proved what the titles mean to whoever is holding them. For my segment of the night, it's Matt Hardy beating up a fan. I think that was hilarious, and it's setting up for, I imagine it's going to be a hair versus hair match between Orange Cassidy and himself. And for my performer of the night, it is the Lucha Brothers, because how the finish happened for that tag title match, they really proved that they are willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means taking off their masks, which they really don't like doing, to win. They're willing to do it, and I think that's really cool. But unfortunately, that is all for this week's, or I guess this episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review. Thank you all for dropping in. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload a video. And I'll see you in the next one.